more cussing. I'm going live.
Okay, if you're back.
Yo, what is up? Discussions with Dads. We are pumped for tonight. And when I say we, it's not just me. It's me and Zach tonight for you guys. Anthony is traveling. I don't know if you guys follow Anthony, but he's been off in Colorado with his family. So pumped for tonight. Pumped to share some big news at the end of tonight's live stream. So hang around. We will not take a ton of your time tonight. We're going to keep this one fairly short. We usually run around 45, 50 minutes-ish. However, we'll keep this one a little bit shorter. Just want to really go over some main points and give you guys a ton of value tonight. So number one is, if you're brand new to the group, welcome. My name is Jason Priest. Zach and Anthony are part of our team here, and we help men optimize their health for peak performance, but without sacrificing burgers, beer, all their favorite foods, and without spending half their life in the gym. That's really what we're about. We don't believe in fad diets. We believe in sustainability. And if you want a sustainable, permanent solution, you want to get rid of the weight for good, you want to have a sustainable, the most sustainable way that we feel to live a healthy lifestyle without fad diets, without spending half your life in the gym, you're in the right place. So welcome. One thing that I'll tell you is, if you have not already smashed that friend request button on at least my profile, I would highly encourage you to go ahead and do so. That Facebook will give you more frequent notifications anytime we go live or anytime we drop a valuable post inside the group. So with all that being said, if you are brand new to the group, let us know where you're tuning in from, or if you've been here a while, let us know who is here, where you're tuning in from. We'd love to connect with you guys. Zach will be on in just a second, and we'll get rocking, man. And so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. If you guys have questions, just first and foremost, drop them in the comments right now. We're going to cover everything. You guys didn't drop anything on the announcement post. I did get a few questions via email from the email blast that we sent out about tonight's live stream. And so with all that being said, if you've got questions, anything related to men's health and performance, I don't really want to talk about prostate exams tonight, but if you need to talk about men's health, this is your place. We do not have any women in this group, and we have a very tight-knit community over here. Even though there's 3,400 guys deep inside of this group, a lot of great guys in here. So if you're brand new, welcome. You're in a great spot. And so let's get rocking. So if you have questions, again, drop them down below. We'll go into the value portion of this, just so you know. At the end, we will talk a little bit about what it potentially looks like to partner with us. We got some guys on here live right now that are already inside of our Unleash Your Legacy partnership program. And those guys are crushing it, man. I'm not going to sit here, and this is not a sales presentation or anything like that. But I couldn't be more proud of the results that we're cranking out on a week-to-week basis over there, man. The guys that are in that community are just absolutely crushing it. They've got a brotherhood to lean into. Hell, I was out sick for like 10 days on vacation. They didn't miss a beat, man. Just seeing those guys continue to be in there, build momentum. Hell, they even started their own healthy competition while I was out, which is really, really fun to see. Those guys are crushing it. They're leveling up with their health. They got more energy. They got more confidence. They're losing weight. They're gaining muscle mass, and they're dominating every area of their life. And so you're in a great place for tonight. Once Zach jumps back on, we'll dive into some questions. And when I say that, there it is. Coincidentally, there he is. So with all that said, we got Dave, we got Ron, we got Dennis. What's up, guys? Drop us a comment. Say what's up in the comments. As long as you can hear me and see me loud and clear, that's the one main thing that I'm concerned about. So that's basically the intro. We'll spend a few minutes at the end, like I said, talking about the big news that we got coming next week. We've also, it's really a double whammy, if you will, of big news, which we're pretty freaking excited about. And so I'll drop that at the end. So hang around here for a little while. We'll talk about that. And then we'll go ahead and dive into your questions right now. So not a ton of guys on live. What's up, Dave? How are you doing, man? So I'll just go ahead and start with the very first question that I got. And it's a wild one, dude, Zach. So I sent out a text blast today and the email asking questions, trying to get answers. This guy, dude, and I don't know if he's even in the group, man, loaded me up via text message with a bunch of questions on steroids, specifically wanting to know, like, which ones he should take, which ones he should avoid. Started asking me about, he named, I'd have to go back and check the names, but he's like, I want to know about these two specific ones because my bodybuilder friend who's on steroids said I shouldn't do it, but I should take these two instead because they're pro hormones and they act just like steroids. And I'm like, dude, I think you're in the wrong place, man. I tried to shoot him straight. I was like, bro, I don't know that I can really help you right now because I don't believe in what you're doing to your body. So with all that being said, that is a question I am not going to answer. If you guys are here to do steroids, not Zach, not myself, and not Anthony are going to encourage you to do that.
Nah, no way, dude. Unless you're trying to go for an IFBB Pro card, you don't need to do that.
Well, and you know what's sad though, and I got a funny plus a sad. The funny part is I way back in my early like bodybuilding days, this was probably like late 20s. I'll be 42 this year. Late 20s. I tried one cycle of like it was an oral steroid, and dude, like I'm gonna tell you, it works. They work, but here's the thing: is you have to stay on them long term if you want to continue to add size. Because once you get off, you're gonna shrink. But the one thing that I will tell you, dude, the side effects with that shit is absolutely not worth it. Yeah. They talk about the back acne. Dude, I had full blown back acne all like 2 weeks after I started it. Just boom. I'm like, this is not really what I signed up for. So highly encourage you guys not to do steroids. But the sad part is, and I'll just tell you is, and I don't know, Zach, do you know Sam Bakhtiar? Did you know him? Sam Bakhtiar.
Oh yeah. I didn't know him, but I know who you're talking about. 1% Nutrition guy.
Yeah. So he built a massive empire with some kind of, I think Bedros' Fit Body Boot Camp, but he had something like that. It was like some kind of gym franchise. Anyway, with all that being said, he recently passed away, and I think they said from COVID, but here's the issue with him is that he did steroids for so long. And I had him on our podcast way back in the early stages of the Dad Bod Pod, back when I was recording in my dining room, dude. And so I had him on the podcast, great guy. When I heard he passed away, that's the immediate thing that I thought, dude, is like when you do steroids for all those years and years and years, your heart is a muscle and it's also going to grow. And that's the sad part is that you do not want your heart muscle to grow. Everything else, cool. Heart muscle is not the one that you want growing. And so unfortunate news that he passed. But so that's the question that I did not want to answer. So I want to share that with you guys. But if you have questions, man, drop them in the comments now. So another question that I got via email was, where do I even start when it comes to nutrition? And now I know that Zach and you and I, and even Anthony have covered this quite a few times. I don't believe this guy was actually in the group because I sent it out to another list as well. He's like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start. And Zach, I know that you and I have talked about this in many live streams before. And I'm just I'll throw this on you too, and get your opinion on this. But in my opinion, when you're in that state of mind, when you're so frustrated and overwhelmed with trying to navigate the world of nutrition, it has zero to do with the nutrition aspect. It's all mindset, right? Like you've got to deal with some other deep-rooted issues that you've got going on. If you're that stressed out and you're that frustrated about even trying to start to think about making healthy choices, it's not a knowledge issue that we have. So what is your take on that, man? Because you know me, I'm big on, it's not the information, it's the lack of application, right? We don't lack information. And so do you agree with that? And how could we help that guy out? Like if you're looking for somewhere to start, what would be your take there, my man?
Well, I mean, dude, first and foremost, I think the people that get overwhelmed in that manner, there's a couple, it could go two ways, right? There's different people with different personalities. There's the kind of people that have a little bit higher anxiety. They get a little overwhelmed more easily. And taking that imperfect action, like we always like to talk about, is hard when there's a lot of people pulling you a lot of different directions saying, this is the best way. This is the right way. This is the only way. There's a lot of that, in the fitness industry, there's a lot of that bull crap, dude.
Yep.
Plain and simple. So I can understand if there's people that are out there kind of skeptical, they don't know what to do to start because they don't know where to start because they're being pulled saying, hey, one person saying you got to go vegan and the other person saying you got to go carnivore. What do you do?
Total opposite ends. Yep.
Yeah. So I can understand that, but that's the person that's they're just loading themselves up on too much information and they're almost purposely overwhelming themselves, right? Yeah. Instead of just starting with something or anything. Literally, the best thing to do is start with anything. It doesn't matter because honestly, everything works. It's just a matter of sustainability, but that's a whole nother conversation, right? And then we have the other people who are just going to say it. They're just going to say they're overwhelmed or they don't know where to start, but honestly, they're just using it as an excuse to not. Yep. You know, there's those two kinds of people, the ones that just have too much damn information that's conflicting.
And may have a lot of stress on their plate, right? That's leading to them, you know, having this mental fogginess, the inability to focus. And they're so stressed out that nutrition is like the thing they think is overwhelming them. And maybe there's some deep rooted issues, right?
Yeah, it could be many things, man. But I generally speaking, I found that a lot of people are literally confused and they don't know where to start because of the conflicting information out there, or they're just using it as an excuse to not start because they know they need to, but they don't want to do what it takes to get started. Yeah. That's generally what I see.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Chris K says, hey man, jumped on a couple minutes late, that I sound better. Yes. Thank you, dude. The sinuses are starting to clear a little bit. I'm on the mend. But it's been a rough go. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been to the gym once this week. And tomorrow is normally my last workout of the week. And I'm skeptical whether I'm going to make it there tomorrow. I just don't know that I want to push myself to have a setback. I'm into the place where I have enough discipline that I know I'll be right back there on Monday. But for me, it's like, should I not overextend myself because it's shoulders and I want to do some interval training? That's like my shit. And so I don't know that I want to go do that and then have 3 more days of feeling like crap. So you guys don't use being sick as leverage for that in your own life unless you're really, really sick. I know that there's a lot of, I remember when I worked in corporate wellness, that was one of the big things that there was this big debate, like, should you work out while you're sick or should you not? Well, we were in an environment where people were really, really trying to create healthy change, right? Our goal was to keep them out of the hospitals to prevent them getting insurance claims for the company they worked with. And so the number one goal was to create these healthy habits. And the problem is when you get in, like, and Zach, you could probably relate, like you get in, and especially probably when you're at your worst, when you get into a routine 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row and you're going strong, and then you get sick and you use that as an excuse. I'm not feeling, I got a little cold, I'm not going to work out. And then you're out of the gym for a week and now you lose all your momentum and you're back to square one and you're not going again. And so I'm not there in my life, but if you guys are there, do something active, even if it just means going out and getting a walk to keep that momentum going. The reality is keeping your mind engaged is more than half the battle. So with all that, let's kind of shift. I think, let's see.
Hey, before you even go there, what, like for that question before, because I did cover the 2 types of people, but we didn't really cover any kind of strategies that you could do to get started. Like, did you have, when you want to throw a strategy out? I don't want to neglect it. I'm sorry. I don't know who asked the question, but if you wanted to throw a strategy out, man, that will help them get started. Yeah.
We've talked about this before too, I think. And you're big on this too, is like really just focusing on protein, more lean protein, more green vegetables. You know, I'm the healthy fat guy. We're not macro counters, but when you focus on quality of food, whole foods, and you think on a macro level, that's the easiest way to break it down, in my opinion, because you have your proteins, all your micronutrients are going to be covered as long as you're getting real whole foods, right? If you're eating a decent amount of fruits and vegetables, a decent amount of lean protein, and a decent amount of healthy fats, that combination right there is most likely going to give you everything your body needs to perform at a high level. But in my opinion, when you look at it on a grand level like that, you have your lean proteins. Most of the guys in this group, if you guys are listening right now, you shouldn't be eating a ribeye every day. We just brought on a new client a couple days ago, and he asked me, he's like, hey man, what do you think about red meat? And I was like, it's cool. Like, you're good. He goes, well, like, can I eat it every day? And I'm like, I mean, you can.
If it's eye of round, something.
Yeah, like, it's like you better be, you better be buying like the 93.7 grass.
Yeah, that lean stuff.
Or like the leanest top sirloin thing that has.
Dude, that stuff is like wet beef jerky, man.
Yeah, like. So back to that though, in terms of protein, man, like just use your brain when you're buying protein sources. Don't buy the fattiest cut of meat. You don't need to buy a pork shoulder to smoke every week and have that for your lunches. And it's okay on occasion, but making sure that you're buying healthy meat sources, fruits and vegetables. I'm not going to dive too much into the organic versus non-organic stuff. We've covered that in other trainings. If you guys want to know more information about that, happy to expand. We cover that in our private programs as well. That's more of a personal decision, but just remember that the colors of fruits and vegetables all have value. So when you're incorporating different colors of fruits and vegetables into your life, they're all going to have a little bit different value for you, different nutrients, different vitamins, different minerals. All right. And then in terms of the carbohydrate sources, man, like for me, it's trying to stay away from the white stuff for the most part. I don't eat a lot of bread. I don't eat a lot of white rice. If that's a cheat meal and it's a Chinese thing or Thai food, maybe I'll go for it. But like mostly I'm sticking to complex carbohydrates, and I'm making the carbohydrate source the smallest part of my plate, right? And so last night we had black rice. So the smallest thing on my plate was the black rice. If it's quinoa, if it's sweet potato, I don't buy the monster sweet potatoes. I buy the small to medium sweet potatoes. And then, to make sure the portion is small. And so that would be my 2 cents in terms of trying to just start navigating. And then again, you guys have all heard this, but shopping the perimeter of the grocery store, trying to avoid the aisles and the frozen section as much as you possibly can. That's some basic nutrition 101 that hopefully will help you start to at least navigate a little bit easier. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Zach?
Well, you already covered a lot, man. So I'll keep it extremely, extremely, extremely simple right now. You know what a typical portion size for you looks like. So just eat exactly what you're eating now, but make a conscious effort to eat slightly less.
Yep.
So instead of 2 scoops of whatever it is that you have, make it 1. Instead of having the ribeye, we could get, have the lean protein, but literally, dude, the easiest way to start, just eat a little bit less.
Yep.
Simple. Very, very, very simple.
I concur. If you've been gaining weight for the last 5 years, your portions are probably too big.
They're too big.
And you're probably eating too much sugar. I mean, those are the 2 common things there. And so I'd cut back on those, man. And that's a good rule of thumb, dude. A little bit less each time.
A little bit less.
And so that's good. I want to cover, this isn't question related. If you guys have questions, drop them in the comments, man. That's why we're here. Now there's only 13 of you guys on live right now. We've had as many as 50, 60 on at a time. Only 13 of you guys. This is your chance, man. Like we're good help, but we're not cheap help. And we charge, a decent amount of money for hourly consults, just like I put in the thing. We don't offer those generally, but if it's a one-off, Zach and I will take them. It's not something that we truly enjoy because there's no follow-through. Usually if I'm doing a one-on-one, one-time coaching call, I can spend an hour with you for a few $100, but dude, is that gonna really be what you need long-term? And I don't feel like it does you, I feel like it does you a disservice to have that kind of call and then have no follow-through. And so this is your opportunity, man. Like you guys can learn from us here and take action on the things that we're teaching. We show up every week and all you guys got to do is take action. Let me just go ahead and throw this out there too. I went in, how many of you guys know where the guide section is in the group? Like, let me just ask that, because if you don't know where the guide section is, there is so much free, massive amounts of value inside of this group under the guide tab. I actually went and just redid guide number 1, which is now our mini course. That is right there for you guys to take a look at. Guide number 2 is all of our prior lives, not all, but quite a few prior live streams. I'm going through there now and cleaning a lot of those up, taking some of the older ones out, keeping that section fresh. And then guide number 3 is our client interviews, dude. It's like, there's so much value for you guys there. All you got to do is get plugged in, man. Like that's it. And so I know a lot of you guys love the live stream. Might not do much beyond that. A lot of you guys love the live stream and take massive action and have reported back, hey, dude, I tried this one thing that you said on the live stream a couple months ago, and it's really made a difference in my life. And we're not here to blow smoke. We're not here for our own health, dude. Like this is to add value to you guys' life. And so use this opportunity to ask us questions, man. Pepper us away. We're going to cover as much as we can in the short amount of time we're here. So let's see. So I wanted to cover the post that I dropped on my personal feed. All right. So a couple of the guys in this group actually took offense to it, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. So I dropped a post, and it was similar to the one that I dropped in the dads group, in this group. And I asked, do you hold yourself 100% responsible for where you're at in your health? And that was a pretty basic one. But on my main feed, the question that I posed is why are why is it so common now, or why are there so many men these days who have just accepted being fat and out of shape as a normal part of life? And some people really took offense to that. The reality is if you're on the live stream right now, even in the free group, you are not accepted that. You're here to get better. If you're in Unleash Your Legacy, you guys definitely did not accept that. And you took action and invested in your health to get better, to become a better version of you. We want you to become the most elite version of you. But with all that being said, quite a few people took offense to it. And in my opinion, because y'all that have known me for a while, and Zach and Anthony, dude, we pour our hearts into what we do every single day, whether it's on our personal profiles, in the group here, or in our private programs. This is what we do. We wear our hearts on our sleeve. And so sometimes when I drop a post like that, it's going to rub some people wrong, and that's okay. Came from a place of love. So if you got offended by that, that wasn't my intentions, but it was probably gut check time for you.
That's it.
If you felt bad about it a little bit, or it rubbed you wrong a little bit, probably was what you needed to hear. Okay. And so did you read some of the comments on that, Zach?
I just read a couple. It's just funny because whenever you put anything that's kind of, on that kind of tone, right? a little bit of the gut check kind of post, right? The one that people do need to hear is funny because you always do get those people who are offended and they try to find a way to either let you know they're offended or defend themselves or whatever it may be, make an excuse on the spot. It's funny, man. Like if you are one of those people, man, it's just a little bit of a love tap, a love gut check that we're saying. If you are offended, that means it holds some degree of truth. That's just the reality of it, right?
I can agree.
So it's funny, man. If you're going to say something and you're going to make a claim, but it's true, like, you're either going to make an excuse or you're just going to take the gut check and you're going to do something about it, right? So it goes back to those two types of people, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And there were some exceptions on that post. Like one guy said, hey, man, like I was in a great routine and my friend committed suicide and I went to a deep, dark depression. I was like, yeah, and I'm connected with this guy. I was like, you're exactly who I'm not talking about, because now he got himself out of the depressive hole and has now reshaped his health and is doing really well now. In fact, we saw him at the mastermind. And so, the reality is you're 100% right, dude. Like we come from a place of tough love. And I'm going to tell you right now in our private program, especially in Unleash Your Legacy, these guys, they invest a decent amount of money to be with us. And we tell them what they need to hear. If I'm on a one-on-one call with our guys in Unleash Your Legacy, dude, if you're not working out and you're missing shit and I haven't seen any of your workouts in the last 2 weeks and we got a one-on-one call, I'm going to call your ass on it, dude. Like, why did you do it? Right? Why have you committed, but you're not following through with your action? That's what we're here to do. I'm not here to stroke your ego. I'm here to make you a better person. I'm here to make you a better man. And that's what my job is as a mentor and a coach. That's what Zach's job is. And that's what Anthony's job is. And we will see that through. Now, there are situations where you might be going through some tough shit. And we're going to be there to guide you, to hold your hand and to pat you on the back and say, hey, dude, it's going to be okay. Like life happens. Let's get through this and really move forward so that we can take the next step in your health and fitness journey and get you to where you want to be so that you can continue to dominate life, right? And continue to build momentum and dominate life. We had a guy not long ago who went through a really tough change. And I went over this in a live stream. He had 6 weeks where he was in a rut, man, like all this family stuff going on. You could see it on his graph, on his weights through the app, the fitness app that we use. He was going straight down and it just leveled off for the 6 weeks and then back down. Right. And he weathered the storm. He got through it. And that was some of the most massive growth that guy has seen, which that's what makes our fuel. That's what fuels our fire as mentors and coaches. I'll just be honest with you, man. Like when we see that kind of growth in somebody's mindset, that's it. Like that's the switch that is flipped. And that guy's going to do really, really well moving forward. So we got a question here. I had a total colectomy back in 2019. No, it's not a question. I've gradually gained weight since my surgery. Good for you, John. Sounds like you're doing well. Nutrition is so huge for you. It's huge for everybody. But with a total colectomy, dude, I know you've got some different strategies when it comes to nutrition, or I shouldn't say strategy, guidelines. But dude, good for you. Let's see. You got that one already. Let's see. Oh, you already. Any other questions?
No, Jacob Mabry, he just said growth is uncomfortable.
What's that?
Right. Jacob, it's not a question, but he said growth is uncomfortable. And you're absolutely right, man, because it means that you have to accept that there's something wrong with you. So it's a hit to the ego for growth. It's like one step back for like 5 steps forward. He's absolutely 100%. Right when he says that, man. Growth is, I didn't start my personal development journey until about four-ish years ago or so. And it was a lot of gut checks myself that I had to accept, the harsh realities. But in order for me to become a better person, I had to realize that I was doing a lot of shit wrong. And and I needed to change my mind about it. So yeah, man, you're absolutely right, dude. I just wanted to throw that out there because
it's okay, right, dude. And it feels like you got smacked in the face by life when that happens.
Oh yeah.
But you came out a better man. You came out a better person. And, like we always talk about, our entire team is trying to grow in all areas of our life. We are all huge with our family. Like if you've seen any of Zach, myself, Anthony's pictures, it's our kids and our wives, dude. Like that's who we are. It's what we stand for. Family first is such an important core value of ours. And so with that being said, you know, the reality is growth is hard. But you know, what's also hard is staying in the same place and living your life and realizing that you're looking back on life with nothing but regret because you didn't take a chance on yourself when you originally thought you should. When you had that intuition, you thought, hey, maybe today is the day that I'm going to start going to the gym. Maybe today is the day that I'm going to start the side hustle. Or maybe today is the day that I'm going to admit that I'm a piece of shit husband and I'm going to step up and I'm going to start contributing as a family man and be a better man because I know I'm capable of more. No matter what the scenario is, dude, growth is hard, but staying stuck and then looking back on life with regret is 10,000 times harder and you can't get it back. So time to grow now, suck it up and grow, man, because I'm going to tell you right now, we're here to grow. And if you're not part of growth, you want to stagnate, you want to remain where you're at in life, this group's probably not for you. We're not just all about health, man. We're about leadership. We're about growth. We're about personal development. Like Zach mentioned, those are foundational principles of what we are and who we are as men. And if that resonates with you, you're in the right spot. If that resonates with you and you want more of us, then we'll talk about some opportunities to potentially partner together and become part of the brotherhood that we formed over in Unleash Your Legacy. So any other, well said, Jacob. And also welcome to the group, my man. I know you're brand new. I sent you a message. I'm not sure if you saw that yet, but we'll connect at some point, I'm sure. Chris K. I love that guy. Chris K, you're the man. Also, Chris K, we brought on, this is specifically for you. We brought on a new guy today who's in the St. Louis area. I'll drop his welcome post in the group tomorrow. He wanted to connect with somebody in that general area. And I said, Chris K is your man. So we'll get you guys connected, man. So let's see. So question.
We had Rodrigo, dude. If you're looking for a question.
Yeah.
Rodrigo,
okay.
he said he just started intermittent fasting, and if he's asking if he should be eating vegetables and more smoothies.
So those are the context there, Rodrigo, is that intermittent fasting has zero to do with nutrition quality. All right. I just want to let you guys know that. Like they're two total separate concepts. Intermittent fasting is all about a window, an eating window and a fasting period. Okay. That's it. You can intermittent fast and live off of McDonald's if that's the way that you choose. Okay. You'll probably do really, really well in terms of weight. You're going to probably do really, really bad in terms of internal health. Okay. And I'm just going to throw that out there. So there can be extremes. There's a lot of people out there that do that to maintain their weight so that they can live off of fast food. I've known people in my life that specifically intermittent fast so they can get away with more nonsense when it comes to nutrition. It will keep the pounds down. However, has nothing to do with nutrient quality. And so in terms of the vegetables and the smoothies, Zach, if you want to handle that one, man, I'll kind of, you can go a lot of ways with that, I'm sure. But
yeah, I definitely can, man. But I'm going to keep it pretty broad because the fact of the matter is no matter what you do, man, it doesn't matter if you're eating, if you're fasting for 23 hours of the day, or if you're not fasting at all, you should definitely be eating more vegetables. And when you say smoothies, I'm hoping, or I'm assuming that they're homemade smoothies with fruits and vegetables. Absolutely, man. It doesn't matter what your window is. So you definitely should be eating that. The answer is yes. No matter what, whether it's intermittent fasting or 3 meals, 4 meals, 5 meals, 2 meals, whatever it may be, eat more fruits and vegetables. A lot of people definitely are needing more fiber, and that's definitely a great way to get it in.
Yep. No, I agree. Rodrigo, I'll throw that out there. One more thing on the smoothies. My wife does one of those every morning for her and my son. And I'll just tell you, man, it's either spinach or kale, whatever we got in the house. It's a scoop of protein powder. It's frozen blueberries. She uses a little bit of banana, and it's a scoop of almond butter. You cannot get more nutrient dense than that in terms of calories, because that's not a ton of calories. And you're covering protein, you're covering carbs, you're covering healthy fats. That is a great way. That is a great meal, no matter where you have that in the day. That is chock full of nutrients, and so that's just one. There's a ton of options out there in terms of smoothies. Just be careful on the amount of sugary fruit that you're putting in there. You don't want to load your smoothie up with a bunch of pineapple and mango with 1 scoop of protein and say, "Hey, I'm living healthy." That's going to be like 60 grams of sugar. Probably not the best way that you want to start your day. But so yeah. Okay. Any other questions that you see?
Yes, sir. From Dennis Barr. Question: I'm eating 6 freshly meals a week. They are anywhere from 500 to 600 calories a meal. They are convenient. Am I getting nutrition from these frozen dinners?
So, good question. I've heard some good things about Freshly. I get stuff in the mail from them all the time. Obviously, I'm sure you guys do too.
I do.
Yeah, there's one of our clients actually started using some Freshly meals. I'll just tell you, man, like I got nothing against it. There's a lot of frozen meals out there that can potentially be somewhat healthy. It's just not the way that I wouldn't be living your life off of frozen meals, but if you're eating one a day or 6 meals a week that you said, as long as you're getting, I mean, I think most of their ingredients are pretty legit from what I understand. Yeah. 500 to 600 calories is perfect for one meal. Like that's, in terms of portion size, as long as the nutrient quality is there, which I believe it is with Freshly, you should be fine, man. So
yeah, I think he's concerned more so with the fact that it's frozen dinners. So yeah, like you said though, dude, I think they do use a lot of fresher ingredients. It's not like the overly processed kind of, old school TV dinners. It's not that kind of quality. So one thing, Dennis, to note is that it is a misconception that when you flash freeze fruits and vegetables, that it loses its nutrients. As a matter of fact, it could be the opposite. Sometimes frozen food has more nutrients than fresh food when fresh food has been aged. So if you're eating like food that's like, say, broccoli, for instance, that was frozen in its peak of nutrition and its peak of ripeness versus broccoli that's been on the shelf for like a week and it's kind of almost starting to wilt, the frozen one will actually be better for you in terms of nutrient density. So yeah, man, to answer your question, the fact that it's frozen doesn't necessarily hurt it. As long as the foods on that tray are high quality, nutrient dense foods, you're going to be good to go, man. Just like Jason said, don't use it as a crutch. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's not something you want to live off of 21 meals a week or something like that.
But if it helps, it helps. It's all good. But yeah, for sure. Just don't let it be a crutch. That would be my advice.
Yeah, you got it, Dennis. If you have any other questions, man, let us know. We're always happy to help. So basically, man, if you guys have any other questions, if who's got value so far tonight? If you got value, drop the word value in the comments for us now. That way the guys that requested the replay coming in tomorrow will know that they need to stick around. Now for the we'll get into the big news stuff here. If you have questions though, continue to drop them. We will answer them.
Do you want me to continue with the questions, or you want to take a quick break from it? Because we have another one here too still.
Oh yeah. No, I thought we were done with them. If you see
no. Okay. Yeah. So this is from Kevin Lalonde, I believe it's how you pronounce it. If my goal is weight loss and I'm doing resistance training, should I be using protein powder?
Good question, Kevin. So it's not necessary, dude. Like, I'll just be honest with you. The amount of protein that we thought we once needed for lean muscle mass growth, it's not nearly as high as what we thought we once needed. The science is there to show that we don't need nearly that much. I'm a guy right now in my own life. I'm in maintenance mode. So just realize that my goals and your goals might be a little bit different, but I'm in maintenance mode in terms of maintaining muscle mass, but also keeping my body fat where it's at now, probably around 10% ish. With that being said though, it's not necessary. If you're incorporating protein with each of your meals, you don't need to, and it all depends on twos. Like, is there some value potentially behind slamming a protein shake and eating a piece of sugary fruit right after you work out? I think there might be some value there. And I think one could argue possibly, but I think it's so minute as long as your post-workout meal is not 5 hours later, but contains a decent amount of a good protein source. Zach, would you agree with that, man? Like, I don't see the value in slamming protein shakes just to do it.
Yeah, it's so Kevin, it's called it's a protein powder supplement for a reason. It's not a requirement. It's just a supplement. What supplements are meant to do are to fill holes and voids in somebody's nutritional plan. So say you were somebody that like it fit into your lifestyle because you were somebody that worked on the go a lot. And sometimes you can't, you don't have the time, or you're in traffic, you're driving to your next meeting, business meeting, whatever it may be. You could drink a protein shake as a meal replacement, but preferably you want to have whole foods because they're going to have more nutrition in them. So you don't need to answer your question, but it can help. It all just depends. It's just not necessary though. A lot of people, I know the first thing they do, a lot of newbies, including myself when I was like 18, oh man, I'm going to the gym now. So I got to go, hit GNC and get a protein powder or whatever. You know what I mean? Yep. And we've all been there, man, but you don't, man. We don't need as much protein as previously thought, like Jason said, especially when you're maintaining, like Jason is, the higher calories that you're intaking, like you need less protein actually. You need more when you're cutting. But no, you don't. You should be fine, man. You should be fine as long as each of your meals have protein in it.
And also, Kevin, I believe you're still on. I sent you an email. I believe we exchanged emails today. I sent you an email with my scheduler link. Grab a spot on my calendar, man. We'll dive a little bit deeper there, cover your goals more in depth, and figure out, if what it would look like to work together, if it makes sense. If not, I'm still going to give you some value, dude. I'm going to make sure that you're set up with some resources to help you move forward and start continuing to get results. So click that link that I sent you and grab a spot. Okay. So if you see questions that pop up, I'm glad you guys are getting value, man. Lots of value coming from only 12 guys being on live. We got quite a few values there. So good. So big news. All right. I'm not even going to go to commercial break, dude. I'm so pumped about this right now. Like I can't even. So, all right. Couple things in terms of big news. So first of all, as many of you guys know, or you should know, if you don't know, now you know, Sunday's Father's Day. All right. Father's Day is kind of a special day for the dads in this group and for the non-dads. I'm sure you guys, we all have a dad somewhere, right? And so for Zach, myself, and Anthony, huge day for us, as dads. And so it's a very special day. And so we decided to do something super special for this group. We are actually opening enrollment for Unleash Your Legacy starting next week. Those of you guys who are on live right now, we're down to the countdown now, 11 of you guys. If you would like to explore that possibility, if you're ready to take the next step, you love what you hear from Zach, myself, and Anthony, and you want to learn more about what it looks like to partner with us, we've got some really some special kind of additions to this. And so we're opening it up on Sunday. I'm going to send out an email on Sunday to kind of let everybody know. But we will not actually post the announcement post probably until Monday, I believe, or maybe even Tuesday. Nobody will know that we have open enrollment until Monday or Tuesday. We are giving you guys the opportunity right now, the 12 of you are on, and that's not counting Chris K, that's not counting Joe. You guys are already in, so like maybe 8 or 10 of you guys. We're going to give you the opportunity to get your call scheduled now ahead of time, because we are not going to we're only accepting a handful of guys, man. Like this is because bonus number 2 is what I'm about to tell you guys, the big news. But we just got approval on our partner just closed on the land today for our very first retreat, our very first Unleash Your Legacy retreat. Now, this retreat will be in the fall. It will be in Texas, and it will be at Canyon Lake, which is about an hour outside of Austin. This will be Zach, myself, and Anthony hosting this retreat, and it is going to be epic, man. It's round number 1. This is going to be a thing for us going forward. We have a partnership with one of our clients, actually, who is in Texas, not too far from where I live. And they just closed on their campground today with a bunch of cabins that are going into construction right now. This thing is going to be like next level epic. And I don't use that word often, so I'm pumped. Now, with all that being said, that retreat is only going to be offered to the Unleash Your Legacy guys first. All right. So if you're in Unleash Your Legacy, not only will you have first dibs to attend that retreat, you're also going to have a significantly discounted rate compared to what the general public would be, right? You already invested with us to be in Unleash Your Legacy. It will be significantly less for you if you're over there than it would be to somebody coming in. And so just so you guys know, we don't have hard dates yet, but soft dates are going to be, we're talking mid to late September or early October. We don't want it too hot in Texas. Right now it's 100 degrees. We don't want to be by the lake sweating. We have a campfire and all that. I'm not trying to sweat by a fire. I don't care how cool you guys are. I don't want to be near you when it's hot and sweaty and fire outside. So with all that said, you will get an email on Sunday and probably a text alert on Monday and email on Monday. You're going to start hearing about this. All right. If you're ready, you know that we're your guys. Now's the time to get in, man. Like open enrollment for next week, close and shop again to focus on the new guys. We'll talk about what that looks like later on when we open it up again. But again, everybody that is in Unleash Your Legacy will have first dibs at our retreat. The retreat, again, will be in the fall. So if that appeals to you and you want to talk to us, you want to get on the phone and jump on a Zoom call, talk about your goals, figure out what it might look like to work with us, just drop the word hire, H-I-R-E, not higher like the higher ceiling, but hire, H-I-R-E, in the comments now. One of us will reach out. And there's, like I said, I know there's only 12 of you guys on. We haven't even released this news in Unleash Your Legacy yet, because I just found out about
a few of the guys know now.
Yeah,
like Charles and Chris.
Yeah. So I forgot even Charles is on here too. I saw him up earlier. So yeah, so they know. And so we are extremely excited about this. This is going to be, I would say, a life-changing event for a lot of guys. This is not just to go hang out. We're going to do some hanging out. We may even drink some whiskey together. But there's going to be some real like mastermind mindset stuff that goes on there to really help tap into your mind and help you transform your mind for the future. That's really what we want to accomplish. It's not going to be a hangout session. It's to help you become a better man. That is what we have for tonight, fellas. We'll be back again next week. Next week's live stream, I'm just going to warn you guys now. Next week's live stream will be all about Unleash Your Legacy and the new guys coming on. It is our promotion that we're running for Father's Day. This is a big week for us next week. And so if you know somebody in your life that could potentially use our help, or if you yourself could potentially use our help, again, drop the word hire. It doesn't hurt to have a conversation with us. It's going to be Zach or myself. We're the only ones taking calls right now because Anthony's traveling. So we're gonna ask you a few questions, figure out if we can even help. And if we can, we'll talk about, hey, like, this is what we have to offer. How does that sound? And if you hate the idea of it, no big deal, giving you some resources. If you love the idea of it, like Chris K, like Joe Weber, like Charles, all these guys that are crushing it right now. Joe's brand new, but Chris K and Charles absolutely crushing it. Then, drop the word hire in the comments. We'll have a quick conversation with you and talk about what that looks like. And then we'll take you behind the scenes, show you exactly how everything works, everything that you would be getting yourself into for the next 6 to 12 months of your life. And that's basically what next week will look like. So that is all we have tonight. Chris K, we're excited, dude. Like, you wait till we release even more details. It's going to be something else. Any other questions that you saw come up? Let's see. I have Rodrigo says, I tried GNC and complete health pills, but I forget to take so many pills during the day. Now, you don't need the pills, dude. I'll just tell you that, man. Like, you need nutrition. Those GNC pills and complete health pills, these vitamins and all that, like, you're going to get all that from food. My supplements are minimal, dude. Like, you don't need all those pills. That's wasting your money. That's just my take. I would ditch them and just stop buying them and focus more of your time and effort on incorporating more nutrient-dense foods into your life. That's my take. You got anything to add to that, Zach?
Nah, dude. I take vitamins, dude. But to be honest, if you can get it through Whole Foods, that's honestly the best bet, hands down. I take it as a means to, just in case I have one of those days that are kind of off, just again, to fill in the holes and the voids in my nutrition, but right. You don't need vitamins. You don't need protein powders. You don't need supplements at all. They just supplement a good, you should let supplements like aid and enhance an already great plan versus kind of using it as a crutch, just like, the frozen prepaid meals and all that stuff like that. So man, 100%. I, especially as a nutrition coach and nutrition consultant myself, I can't say, you should be trying to get your nutrition mostly from whole food sources, man. That's always the best way to go.
I'll throw this out there too, Rodrigo. Like, if you don't feel like you're meeting your nutritional needs, you can take a men's one a day. You can get that at Walmart, dude. Like, if you're scared that you're not getting the amount of vitamins that you need because you don't feel like you eat enough nutrient dense foods, take a men's one a day and then start focusing on more nutrition. Like, that's where the magic's going to happen for you, both with weight loss, with performance. Like, that's the key. Fuel your body like a Lamborghini, not a freaking Pinto, dude. And you will see the magic happen for you.
That's the thing about Whole Foods, right? Whole Foods has fiber, things that are fiber and other nutrients. Things are going to keep you fuller longer. Vitamins don't have that. So vitamins might fill in some of these holes in the nutrient deficiencies, but they're not going to keep you fuller longer. So you're still going to crave a lot of food. And if you're craving a lot of food and you're eating a lot of food, you're going to gain weight. You might be, healthy, quote unquote, but you're going to be gaining weight. So the eating fruits and vegetables to get that fiber along with the, the vitamins and minerals is going to be way more advantageous in every way.
Yep. No doubt. No doubt. Well, hopefully you guys got value. If you did, thank you for showing up tonight. We'll be back next week, next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you have any questions, drop them in the thread. We'll get to them. We'll circle back tomorrow. We'll see you guys over in the group tomorrow. And again, if you want to look like, or if you want to get first dibs on our calendar, drop the word hire, HIRE, in the comments now. And one of us will be reaching out, somebody from our team, either Zach, myself, or someone else from our team, reach out, make that conversation with you, get you on the calendar, and then we can have that conversation and see what it looks like. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you over in the group tomorrow, and we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks again. One more thing, go and subscribe to the Dad Bod Health YouTube channel, the Dad Bod Health Instagram channel, or Instagram, whatever. Go get connected with us on all your social media platforms. We're pumping out a lot more content, especially over on YouTube. We're putting a lot more videos over there now. Got a lot of plans, good runway of videos coming soon. So we'll be able to get plugged into that. So Dad Bod Health everywhere. See you guys next week.